Hello, everybody. This is Theodore with Lies of the Devil, exposing lies of the devil. In this video, we're going to talk about how, through this whole coronavirus episode, Elon Musk decided to change his Twitter handle or his Twitter picture to Deus Ex. And Deus Ex is a term that is God in the machine. It's a Latin term. Anyway, as we go through this journey, I'm going to show you that the person that created the video game that Elon Musk is promoting is into Aleister Crowley and the Occult, and we're gonna take a journey down to how these occultists are getting, whether they're benevolent or malevolent, doesn't matter. They're getting their ideas from the spiritual realm that Satan is on, okay, which is beyond us. We can't see what the spiritual realm is, okay? So they're getting their ideas from the occult, and what they do is they take the Bible, and I've said this in plenty of documentaries. They take the Bible, they weave their own story over the Bible, and they'll put in their own characters, their own little plots, but ultimately it is the Bible. Okay, and I made plenty of documentaries on this. In fact, I'm going to show you one of the first documentaries I made called Ghost in the Machine is literally what Deus Ex is about, which is God in the machine. They believe in the future they're going to create robots that will have souls, okay? That'll be more enhanced than humans, and that they'll have souls, which they won't be able to do. But let's get right into it, okay? So Elon Musk, during the coronavirus pandemic that we're going through, I should say, it's going to collapse America. That's what the whole entire purpose between Fauci and Birx and Bill Gates and all of these eugenicists is they want control over people. Okay, they want to be godlike. They want the power. So Elon Musk changes his profile to this. Okay, and Elon Musk he's a snake. That guy plays both sides of the coin. Okay? I'll show you right here. Deus Ex. What does that mean? It's a Latin phrase meaning a god from a machine. Okay? And that's what these occultists believe, that they'll become godlike. This is one of the first documentaries I put out, Ghost in the Shell. Okay? The soul of artificial intelligence. I've been talking about this and warning people for a very long time. This isn't selling umbrellas in a rainstorm. This isn't selling umbrellas in a rainstorm, okay? This isn't that type of operation. This is a church ministry trying to wake people up. He told you exactly this scene right here is exactly what these people believe. The Freemasons, the secret societies, the Luciferians, the Illuminati, and people will laugh about that, but they all merge together. They believe that Lucifer is the real God, okay? And this guy is admitting to you through Ridley Scott, who produced this scene, is admitting to you what they truly believe. George Lucas and Star Wars, I mean, you name it. They're telling you what they believe, and they're laughing at your face, and they've got truth tellers out there that believe in creationism. They believe in telling you the truth, but they're set up strategically by Satan to chokehold information and to stop Christians from taking our birthright. This land is here. We are to tread on scorpions. God's given us that power, and you just need to exercise that. God is in control, and he promises victory. He already promised that. Okay?
Fire. 100,000 BC, stone tools. 4,000 BC, the wheel. 9th century AD, gunpowder. Bit of a game changer, that one. 19th century, Eureka, the light bulb. 20th century, the automobile, television, nuclear weapons, spacecraft, internet. 21st century, biotech, nanotech, fusion and fission and M theory. And that was just the first decade. We are now 3 months into the year of our Lord, 2023.
Okay, that is Alien Covenant The Last Supper. I can't remember exactly the title, but and we're gonna play a clip of that here as we go along. But that documentary, there's some. It's disgusting the thoughts that these guys have. Ridley Scott and his predecessor, who he got his idea for Alien. These people are sick. They're obsessed with sex, and so it's graphic. Okay, I'm not saying you should have your 18-year-old or a 13-year-old watching that. It's an adult documentary, but it explains everything that I'm going to talk about here in this documentary. But in this one, it's specifically on what's going on with the coronavirus. So we got this Elon Musk, plays the both sides of the coin, that he's for the people, saying we need to end this coronavirus, but then he wants to put an AI chip into people's brains. Okay, I think at first Neuralink will solve a lot of brain-related diseases. Okay, the predicate to open up the gate is to do good with it, is what they say. Okay, and that people will be able to do things that they would never be able to do. It will interface it with the neurons on a detailed level, and you'll need to be able to fire the right neurons, read the right neurons, and effectively create a circuit. They're basically wanting to recreate your brain. Okay. If that process goes well, meaning helping people with Alzheimer's and autism, the chips could ultimately be implanted in healthy brains to create a tertiary layer of digital superintelligence. You really want these people in control? I mean, and this man right here, William Spector, that created the game Deus Ex, which really revolutionized video games. He says right here, in one of his events, he references occultist Aleister Crowley, suggesting that greatness is a form of deviltry. Right? Creativity. Greatness is a form of deviltry. Do what thou wilt. That is the whole of the law. That's what Aleister Crowley said. There's publications of him talking about how the greatest sacrifice is a child, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed child, sex rituals, the whole 9 yards. Okay? Scientology is based all around that. Okay? This is stuff that people are finally figuring out. The truth is finally coming out. Okay? Even in the coronavirus deal, the truth is finally coming out that people know, oh man, this is all a joke. This world is a facade. You know what's more real is the spiritual realm that runs this place. Okay? And these people look up to the occult. They look up to the devil. So what's Deus Ex? Well, here we go. This is real. Before we get into it, Elon Musk is warning, talking about that this whole AI revolution and what these people are trying to build is of the devil. Okay.
At MIT.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning.
Then nuclear weapons. Musk spoke at a symposium at MIT.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, you sure you can control the demon? Didn't work out.
I take it there will be no HAL 9000 going up to Mars.
HAL 9000 would be easy. It's way more complex than, it would put HAL 9000 to shame. Yeah. Sounds like a puppy dog.
Here's the video game Deus Ex that is telling everybody what is going on. It's telling people the truth. Now, see, this is the deal. These people think that, oh, we're enlightening people. We're giving people... That's what the whole idea of Illuminati is. That the enlightened ones would run society. In fact, Plato, in the Golden Age of philosophy, he was the one that created socialism in publication form. Okay? That the people that were enlightened, the Illuminati, would run society, and everybody else who wasn't as smart would be beneath them, and that they would tell them what to do. These people believe the same thing, only what they're doing is inflaming rebellion in people's hearts by telling people the truth of people that are over us, Rockefellers, Vanderbilts, the central banks, and then they're the ones, though, that are trying to, what they would, because they're big into hacking, hack reality through the occult, and to control society through AI and simulated video games. So here's Deus Ex, and I'm gonna play the video for a little bit, and listen to the dialogue talking about the United Nations, talking about Rockefeller, talking about they have a thing called ambrosia, which is the vaccine. So this character, that the main character, that's the hacker, he works for the United Nations, and he's thinking that what he's doing, these government employees, what they're doing is the right thing. And then there's little factions and rebellions within the video game trying to tell that officer, hey, this is what's really going on. They're the ones in control of the vaccine, that they could give everybody to get rid of this coronavirus that's going on. Okay, this virus, that this pandemic in this video game, and they're not releasing it because they want to control everybody. And Elon Musk is dropping this out there to people, saying like, I'm on your side. He's not. He wants to create robots and chips in people's brains. Again, this is all a simulation that we're going through. It's a storyline. It's a plan.
Get on the plane. We're almost ready to go. Blackmail of the U.S. government could not possibly escape the notice of the United Nations. Don't be so quick to trust the UN. Are you kidding? The UN's about the only chance we've got these days. If the US spirals into another civil war, a pretext, nothing more. The whole project of world government, going back to the League of Nations, has been funded and manipulated mainly by wealthy bankers. Is that so? Remember that the UN itself was built on land donated by John D. Rockefeller. Get on board. A UNATCO security squad will be here any minute. The wealthy have always been the ones to profit from one world government. More later. You better get moving. The United Nations' secret goal... Well, this is David Rockefeller's description from a half a century ago. The supranational sovereignty of an intellectual elite and world bankers. The UN was founded not to end war, but to gradually dissolve national governments and replace them with a globalist meritocracy. Average people never benefit from government and business on a scale they can't even understand. Go! Go!
So William Spector, this gentleman right here, and he has ties with Disney and all that. But how he got his big break is he was going through all these different organizations trying to figure out how he can make money as a game developer and a storyteller. And again, remember, he's already influenced by the occult, and he's trying to navigate through Hollywood and whatnot to try to get in. One day, out of the blue, he gets a call from a guy who built Wolfenstein and all these occult first-person shooter video games. The next day, and we're going to get into who he is, his pitch was pretty simple and very compelling. Make the game of my dreams, which would be Deus Ex. The biggest budget I've ever had, biggest marketing budget, no creative interference from anyone. I mean, who says no to that? So I signed on with John and never looked back. I have to say, for all the weirdness around Ion Storm, he lived up to every promise. For every weirdness around Ion Storm, he lived up to his promise. What is Ion Storm? What weirdness was going on there? Well, they're dabbling into the occult. Here is who signed him on so that he could make his video game. Alfonso John Romero, an American designer, programmer, and developer in the video game industry. He made video games like Hexen. Let's see if it'll pop up here. No, it won't. Okay, Hexen is a video game about witchcraft and going in and killing people, and Doom, and people know about Wolfenstein. Anybody that's my age will understand. You can go look up the research. It's all about destroying devils using the occult. Okay? And in fact, let me see if I can find the video game here. No, I can't find his video game. So he gets his first job actually making his video game Deus Ex. But if we go back in time, before he was able to make Deus Ex, in 1983, he started as an editor, and he became the editor-in-chief for Steve Jackson Games. Okay, who is Steve Jackson? Well, let's look at Steve Jackson Games. What is that? It's the Illuminati. Okay, it looks like it reconnected. So people that were paying, thank you for staying with us. So Steve Jackson video games you'll see we'll go through their video games here real quick. Let's see here. Where was it? His games, the store. Anyway, they're big time into the occult, and their favorite, their most famous game that people use all the time for truth telling and whatnot, and call for an uprising. These people that go way above and beyond with these conspiracy theories, it's crazy. They will use this Illuminati card game. If I can find it, well, yeah, our games. Here we go. Card games. The Illuminati card game. Let's see if we can find it here. Yep, right there. Illuminati card game. Where it's literally, they're taking what's going on in the real world, they're interpreting it their way, and creating a card game out of it where they'll have like Alex Jones as a co-conspirator and what's going on in the world. They'll have cards about Ron Paul, that they have depictions of these people because they're looking at reality. Again, this is what Hollywood and culture, what they'll do. Hollywood, video game designers, anybody. Okay, this is just art. This is culture. What people have been doing for a long time. They look at reality. They see what's going on, and like a hacker to them, they go in and they hack the system. They hack reality, and they put out messages, subliminal messages. Disney does it. They all do it. And what the key is like what I said. They have the Bible, and then they weave their storylines over it. So it's like the Illuminati, the New World Order, and the destruction of mankind in Revelation. Okay, that's what they do. So one of his first jobs is with Steve Jackson. Okay, so he goes there. I already know how this whole thing works when they recruit people, because when I was at university, I was writing storylines that were, let's just say, entertaining. People loved them, but they were very not good to Christianity. Okay, and so my teachers loved it. They wanted me to get hooked up with people in the entertainment industry, and I stopped it because I had a coming to Jesus moment multiple times through my life, but this one was a big shocker, and it was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. So that's what these people do. They will find connections, and the people that are into the occult know who else is into the occult, and they'll recruit from within. That's why Hollywood has, go look up the documentary Traveling America in Search of the Truth. I actually went to Hollywood. I filmed all the homeless people, and right before you get to Hollywood Hill, in downtown Hollywood is a Babylon gate. All these idols in Hollywood, they're being worshipped like gods, like demigods. So anyway, let's get back to it. William Spector, that's one of his first jobs, okay, with Steve Jackson video games. Then he gets to start his create his own video games, okay? And one of the video games he actually worked on was called Ultima 6: The False Prophet, and witchcraft and New Agers, all under these mystical crystals and stuff like that. Well, I'm going to play this clip here where this character that's in this game, he picks up this crystal and it opens up a teleportation, teleportation door or something like that, and he walks into it where he's back in the medieval times, and he's the quote unquote, I guess, false prophet in that video game, working as an avatar character. So the character, when you start playing the video game, I'm just assuming, I've never played the video game, I'm just doing the research and reading what the description is that for this video game. That's the opening credits. When you play it, you become the false prophet avatar type character in that video game. And when you're getting sacrificed by all these demons, I guess angels come and pick you up, and that's like the end of the video game or something like that. Okay? So this is another one of this William Spector's video games, Thief: The Dark Project, and it's about a thief back in the medieval times, just like the game I just showed you. And he's enrolled into a secret society who, while carrying out a series of robberies, the character becomes embroiled in a complex plot that ultimately sees him attempting to prevent a great power from unleashing chaos on the world. See, again, it's a reverse stance on what's going on in reality, where the secret societies are the ones that are going to save humanity from themselves. Okay? He's creating a new video game called System Shock 3. And in fact, we're going to go to his Facebook page first. Okay, this is his Facebook page. This character is called Shodan. And we're going to get into who that is, but and the storyline behind it. But it's essentially this AI god that is going to try to take over reality. Okay, so here's the trailer for it, and it's gory. Okay, and it can, some people find it disturbing. So if you do, skip through this part. But it's the new video game that he's gonna release here this year or soon next year. It's the third installment of his series. Okay.
There is no evil here, only change. Run, rodent, run. You won't get far. Your species does not, in its current form, work as designed. Yet you resist. Your kind always reacts with violence. Your futile struggles entertain me. Our little dance has only just begun. Now comes the reckoning.
Okay, in Traveling America in Search of the Truth documentary on our YouTube channel, hit that little eyeglass, the little eyeglass, and search for these documentaries as I'm telling you. Okay, these people, they look at this like, oh, this is fun. This is fun to make these video games. It's entertaining, and a lot of people would be like, yeah, the hero going up against the evil. But you have to remember, this is a gateway into what is about to come. And the Bible even talks about this stuff about to happen. And we're going to get into that at the very end. Okay? It's an inverse of reality. Okay? All the meanwhile, they're into this stuff. Okay? It's called subliminal messaging. It's called brainwashing people. So we're going to go back in time to I believe it's the first or the second System Shock. Okay? So the one we just saw is the third installment. This is the second installment. And it goes to show I'm going to let it speak for itself.
If I desired, I could improve you, transform you into something more efficient.
Okay, transhumanism. AI, computer chips going into your brain. Here is an article about how Google is going to start integrating into human brains by 2029 and merge man with machines. Technological singularity will turn us into superhumans sometime in the next 12 years, according to a Google expert. And this man is named Ray Kurzweil, who comes up with these type of predictions, and he's right about 86% of the time. Well, He obviously hasn't been reading his Bible because they're not going to be able to go this far. God will destroy the earth if they try to pull this stuff off. Kurzweil, an author who describes himself as a futurist and works on Google's machine learning project, predicted that technological singularity would happen by 2029 at the SXSW conference in Austin, Texas. That leads to computers having human intelligence, or our putting them inside our brains, connecting them to the cloud, expanding who we are. This is about the Matrix.
Professor Kevin Warwick is not only an expert in cybernetics, he's the world's first cyborg, with chips and electrodes implanted in his body. He can interface with the University of Reading's internal internet.
That you can hear in the headset. So you can hear stuff when it's attacking you from behind. So there you go. And basically you air tap and you shoot at these little robots here.
You can also air tap your way through Holo Studio, which is, in all seriousness, a holographic app for making other holographic apps. But if you're not into making apps, you can do stuff like make a Skype call to the Verge office back in New York.
I see Lydia, way up there.
As I run around in place, Sax can easily navigate and manipulate the world using his voice and his hands. He can walk around the hologram, pan around for different viewpoints, and even look inside.
Welcome to the mysterious stranger.
Hello.
Who are you?
An angel.
What's your name?
Satan.
Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Only it's sure a sorry name for an angel.
Did you see that?
I find you humans quite interesting. Even though you are a worthless, greedy lot. Fools. What fascinations there are on this planet. Strange mortals with curious customs.
We'll have a storm now, and an earthquake if you like.
All right then, give them some water for heaven's sake.
Okay, that documentary was put out, I don't know how many years ago. It's called Alien Covenant. Alien Covenant documentary, Last Supper in Satan's New Testament. Okay? So go look that up. Yeah, just go to our YouTube channel, hit the eyeglass, and look it up that way. So we're going to look at the similarities now between what I've been talking about and that Alien Covenant documentary and Ridley Scott and what he's getting ready to put out here to the public with his new Alien series movies, his new movies that have coming out for that series. So Tri-Optimum, that's the company that built Shodan, which is that AI devil. Okay, see that emblem? It looks like a computer chip, correct? Military science consumer. Okay. Triop saw its golden age thanks to Hayes Bishop Bill in 2059. Triop absorbed whatever remained of the United States. See, it's all about destroying the United States. It's all about destroying the U.S. because the U.S. was founded on Christian principles. Now, is it perfect on how this country was built? No. Okay? But it has religious freedom, and Christians built this country. In fact, Christians before the founding fathers, which would be deemed as carpetbaggers, okay, they were living mainly in peace with the Indians. Now, were they upset with the Indians, and did some people say things that they were like savages? Of course. But for the most part, the Christians lived peaceably with Indians. Then the founding fathers came to the country and started eradicating the Indians, which was horrible, all under the name of Christ, and they themselves did not believe in Christianity. They believed in weird Gnostic gods. But the Christians held their feet to the fire, and when they were building this country, Christians pretty much ran the culture. And the founding fathers knew that had to be the case. They stepped back and let it happen. And we built the culture. Now it's slowly being destroyed. Okay? And that's history. That's not just me coming up here and saying, that's history. Okay? Go read that in history books. Go read that and alternative history books, other authors that were Freemasons, because I've read a lot of their stuff trying to promote Freemasonry, and it's all the same. It all comes back to what I just told you. All right? So you have this Trioptimum Corporation building Shodan, and anyway, it's all about cyberpunk hacking and like the Matrix and all that stuff. So here we go, Wayland Corporation. This fictional company that's taking over the world, what is it? It looks like a computer chip. Okay? In fact, yeah, we're going to get into that here soon. But Wayland Corporation was established by Sir Peter Wayland on October 11, 2012. Wayland Corporation soon became the first company in history to make $100 billion within 5 years due to massive successes and technological advances. In 2029, the Yutani Corporation filed a lawsuit against Wayland over a patent dispute with the David series. The Wayland Corporation won the lawsuit, securing its investments and shareholders, right? So it's all about money making. Think about Amazon. In fact, go look up the documentary I did on Amazon. Just go to the hourglass on our playlist and type in Amazon. It's about Jeff Bezos and how Amazon, they have unlimited ambition. In fact, they're creating space shuttles and technology to go up into space. Okay? There's a race for all this. And the people, the central bankers, the people that have control over the money, they're just going to watch. They're just watching over everything. They own the money, so they don't care what corporation is going to be built around all this to bring government to bring government and business together finally. So I'm going to play this clip here. It's from the documentary Traveling America in Search of the Truth. It talks about how there was a movie series called The Lawnmower Man that's been telling everybody what the occult believes and what William Spector and all of them have are building in video games. Okay, this stuff is in Hollywood. They've been telling you what they believe is happening, what they believe is going to happen. They've been telling people that for a long time, even through science fiction books, like War of the Worlds. Well, to a certain degree, War of the Worlds. I can't remember his name. Aldous Huxley. I mean, this stuff's been written in literature for a long time.
Go out there, the threads of life, and there's all kinds of tunnels through your soul. There's all kinds of ways to perceive other realities than what you have going on right now.
In the movie Lawnmower Man, a mentally disabled man is used as a guinea pig for a science experiment that uses virtual reality as a means to boost his IQ. In the opening scenes, they flash alchemy signs to him in an effort to switch on a part of his brain.
Have different games. I even have one that could help make you smarter.
Now, Job Smith is about to enter the world of virtual reality.
It's gonna hit me! No, Job, just relax. It's gonna be like being up there with the stars, Job. Like going to another planet.
This scene in this film is telling the world that if you delve into alchemy and the occult, that you will get smarter.
We have no idea what he's gonna do.
Is all in your mind. The Lawnmower Man.
Virtual reality will rehabilitate your mind and eventually your body. What is your name?
Who's Joe? He was a lawnmower man until my next door neighbor did some experiments with him and turned him into a genius.
I am God here.
Welcome to my world, Peter. I found the secret to immortality in the Chiron chip. And in 3 days, I'll be in every system in the world.
Give me access to all credit accounts.
This card is no longer...
ATM machines. Department of Water and Power.
If he can destroy our world, he figures we'll have to turn to him as the new messiah in cyberspace.
Jack into the new world order.
The real world will fade away, and only cyberspace will remain. In here, I am the savior.
This is exactly what the Bible says would happen after Lucifer fooled Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden.
Welcome to the world's first artificially intelligent operating system. Please wait as your operating system is initiated.
Hello, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Samantha.
There needs to be accountability. Tyrants and terrorists can no longer hide. We will see them. We will hear them. We will hear and see everything. If it happens, we'll know.
Good morning, everyone. Sun is shining, and I definitely need my coffee.
So basically, they're going to charge you instead. Okay, so go look at that. Now, Ridley Scott, the Alien Covenant video that we made is based around Ridley Scott and how he also delves into the occult. And his Alien movies are based on a character like this really sexual, weird, robotic character that I can't remember his name. You got to watch the documentary. But he based his Alien movies on that character. And he's David versus Goliath. He's producing that. He's produced other films that talk about the Bible and perverse the Bible, and his whole entire job is to take the Bible and weave the occult over it, storylines. Now, this Apple commercial, it goes to show that they're the ones saying, "Hey, let's rebel against the system that's trying to hold you down," when they themselves are the ones that want to oppress. This is a commercial from Apple talking about, hey, let's rebel against the system and let's get creative, with these new Apple computers that we have.
Today we celebrate the first glorious anniversary of the information purification directives. We have created, for the first time in all history, a garden of pure ideology, where each worker may bloom, secure from the pests, obeying contradictory thoughts. Our unification of the laws is more powerful a weapon than any fleet or army on earth. We are one people, with one will, one resolve, one cause. Our enemies shall talk themselves to death, and we will bury them with their own confusion. We shall prevail.
On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
Now we're gonna end this on God's word, because that is the truth. Jesus Christ is the truth, and people will come to that realization one way or another. Okay, these are Bible verses about the devil. Okay. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So you got all these fake televangelists, you got all these devils out there on the pulpit acting like that they're these men of God, these little tyrants, transforming themselves into an angel of light, and they're nothing but that. Most of them are money-hungry pastors, these money-hungry technocrats, acting like that they're doing all this stuff for the good of man. No, they are working in a spiritual realm, even if they don't understand it, for Satan. Okay? I'm not saying, now here's the thing. I'm not saying that technology is bad. I'm not saying that at all. It can be used for good. And these people do that. They use it for good, but then they want to go an extra step further and they want to control things. God made man in his image. Okay? God is very creative. He created everything. So we therefore can create. We can create technology. We can have babies. The problem with humans is that they want power. They want to have control and enslave people. That's why these huge corporations get built. It's because somewhere down the line, the CEO or the person that built that company takes advantage of a lot of people. Nowadays, you try to build a multi-million-dollar company doing the right thing, you're not going to go very far. 2 John 1:7, for many deceivers are entered into the world who confess not that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh. This is a deceiver and an antichrist. Now, it goes even a step further, okay? Because a lot of people will confess Christ and won't obey Christ. They don't obey the gospel. Or they'll confess Christ, not obey the gospel, and fool people like they're obeying the gospel, okay? Again, it comes down to fruit. You have to inspect people's fruit. And Elon Musk and all these people that don't confess that they know Jesus Christ or believe in Christ, okay, well, you know, they're of Antichrist. And there's many Antichrists and many devils walking around the world. Mark 13:22, for false Christs and false prophets shall rise and shall show signs and wonders to seduce, if it were possible, even to the elect. A lot of these people in power, they got a lot of money. They're, I'm doing all this for God, or I don't necessarily believe in Jesus Christ, but that doesn't mean we can't do good for people. And they'll show great signs. They'll show great wonders. 2 Timothy 3:1-5. Okay, talking about the end of time. This is a laundry list of people that we're going to be encountering during the end times. And we're always in the end times. It's whether or not God's going to pull the plug. So that's why we have to keep our distance or be very careful on these people. No, in the last days, perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Here's what I'm going to say with government. God was supposed to be our ruler. We were supposed to have ultimate freedom, but the Israelites didn't want that. In fact, they wanted King Saul. They wanted a man to rule over them instead of God. So God was like, okay, that's fine. That's what you guys want. Fine. So the government's purpose, and let's use our government, for example. It's not perfect. Okay? No government's perfect. But government is there to stop anarchy. God has the people in government. He gives the people the government we deserve, what we want. Okay? For the transgressions of the land are the many princes thereof. So the transgressions of the people gives you a bigger government. So the government is there to stop people from going crazy in anarchy. Okay? And right now with President Trump, I don't care, God has him there for a specific reason, and honestly think he's doing an amazing job. Okay? So people that call good evil and evil good, those are the people we got to watch out after. Look at the Democrats. Look at these liberals, the way that they hate on this guy. Yeah, he's not perfect. Yeah, he probably said some disgusting things about women. Yeah, but you know what? Call that evil. That's fine. But when he's doing good stuff, don't call that evil. At least admit that he's doing a good job. Traitors, heady, high-minders, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. Okay? Christ tells us that many will come in his name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye are not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and that's what's happening right now. We're at war with China. It's a psychological, biological, and economic warfare with this whole coronavirus deal, and all the little communist Chinese lovers in here in America that are funded by the Chinese. And that's CNN, a lot of these news networks, they get a good cash. Fox News, for instance, they can't say anything, they can't go so far against China because a lot of their money comes from the pharmaceutical ads that were never really legalized. They weren't legalized to put ads on television for pharmaceutical drugs up until I think the 80s from videos and research I've been doing. Okay? The Fauci and all these people running the coronavirus task force, these people are tyrants. They're in bed with Bill Gates in China. I mean, they're all in it together. Okay? So nation will rise against nation and have pestilences. Okay? This coronavirus thing is no different than the flu. The flu is no different than the cold. You're going to have these things. It's going to happen. It's a natural thing that's going to happen. It's, we're living in the end times. It's not until God pulls a plug. So just understand, when people go, 2028, God's going to come back and tribulation is going to be next year. That's Kent Hovind. That's a lot of people. Kenneth Copeland, a lot of people. Jim Baker, okay? They're all profiting off of people's ignorance because they don't read the Bible, and they're using spiritual manipulation to fleece the flock. Okay, so just be careful. Revelation 13, 6 through 17. And he causeth all. This is talking about the devil, the Antichrist, and the beast. Okay, this beast system that they're building. Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of the name. Think about, I think his name is Dr. Rashad. Go to Valuetainment and look up Dr. Rashad and how he exposes Fauci. He was one of the richest men in America before Bill Gates, one of the top 50 medical doctors in the world. Guy's brilliant. You could just listen, when you're listening to him, you could tell the guy's brilliant. Loves Christ, confesses Christ openly. He is scared that with this whole get a vaccination so you can get an immunization card and you go back to work, that's a precursor to the mark of the beast. Now, if people wake up and realize, I just put out a video, CDC admits there's only 39,000 deaths from the COVID virus. They're mixing influenza and pneumonia deaths in with COVID-19 and just saying, oh, they're coronavirus deaths. And Medicaid, I believe it's Medicaid or Medicaid, I believe, they're paying up to $40,000 for people that are that say that they're working on coronavirus patients. So the hospitals, greedy as they are, they're purposely putting COVID-19 as the cause of death for some of these patients and saying that, oh, well, this person has cancer and he might have pneumonia because he's 80 years old and he has, it's unfortunate. He has pneumonia. Let's just mark it as COVID-19. And then they'll put that on there. Bill Gates, all these people, they know the greed of people. There's a lot of greedy people out there. And they're using this as a way to push their agenda. They're eugenicists. So anyway, this Dr. Rashad talks about it's a precursor to the mark of the beast, and he's scared of that, and that people need to wake up. And they are. People are waking up. People are waking up, and it's a good thing. We're going to get our country back sooner than later. But people have to keep getting the word out there, and they have to profess Christ. Okay? Revelation 13:3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. So this is what I believe. I believe that Genesis 3:9, when Satan told Eve, hey, just eat of the knowledge of fruit and evil and become like gods, that he's going to try to fulfill that promise, that promise that he gave Eden, that he's going to use technology and transhumanism to give people everlasting life. And he's going to be so good with technology that he might be able to use nanotech. I don't know. This is just me thinking. This is what I think. He'll be able to use nanotech or something, the healthcare system, whatever technology they'll have at that time, and he'll be able to get repaired, and everybody will be like in awe, like, wow, he came back from the dead like Lazarus. It's a counterfeit system of Christ and what he's done. So I'm going to leave it at that. Philippians 4. Get the information out. Please get the information out. I don't even care if you share the documentary. Take the ideas, take this stuff, and get the information out. That's what's more important. Is getting this country back and getting people to bow down and worship Christ and realize that we're in some big trouble if we don't have God. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. John 8:32, ye shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free.